Hello guys, my name is Sid and welcome back to my channel. I would be teaching you guys few of the surveying concepts, and in this video we will be looking how to convert bearings to azimuths. In the previous video we converted azimuths to bearings. Here we are just doing vice versa. So let's get into it. So when the given angle or the line is in quadrant 1, how do we convert it into bearings? It's just pretty simple. So when the line is in quadrant 1, we just drop the letters north and east, and then we get the azimuth. So it's that simple. So as we know, bearings always are enclosed within two directions, just like here, north and east. And if you guys want to have a clear picture, I will just draw a quadrant diagram. This is west. Okay, so this particular angle is like 45 degrees, somewhat like that, and that's our bearing because bearings are always referenced from the north. So that's our angle, northeast. So we just need to convert it into azimuth. As I said, just drop the letters and you will get your answer. There is 45 degrees, and just like that, that's your azimuths. Just because it's in 0 to 90 degree range, we don't have to do anything. Okay, moving forward, when we have the line in quadrant 2, so what we have to do, we just need to subtract whatever the given azimuth is from 180 degrees to get the azimuths, and we just drop the two letters. So here we will just make a quadrant diagram. So this is north, this is south, east, and west. So this is south, east, 24 degrees. So south, east, so somewhere here, 24 degrees, like that. Okay, so we know this angle. So that's our given bearing, and we have to convert it into azimuth. So what is azimuth basically? Azimuth is always reference from the north, as we know. So we have to find this angle. So we have to find this. Okay, and we know this. So just doing basic maths, we know this whole angle is 180 degrees, and we know this. If we minus 180 degree minus the bearing angle, you will get this, which is basically our azimuth. So 180 degrees minus 24 degrees, 18 minutes 45 seconds, and after doing the maths you will get somewhere after subtracting it from 180 degrees, you will get this value. And in azimuth, we don't put any letters because it's always reference from north, and it's always 0 to 360. Okay, and that's your answer. Okay, so now looking at the line which is in quadrant 3. So whenever the line is in quadrant 3 and we are converting the bearing to azimuth, we just add 180 degrees to the bearing value to get the azimuths. So we will look how on the quadrant diagram. So here the given bearing value here is 24 degrees, 18 minutes 45 seconds, and it's oriented southwest. So southwest, and it's like 24 degrees, so it's very steep like that. So we have this angle. That's our given bearing value. So we have to find the azimuth. So we have to find this whole angle. So just basic maths. Each quadrant is 90 degrees, 90, 180. We know this angle, and we need to find this whole. So we know this is from here to here, it's 180, and we know this angle is given to us. So we just basically add 180 degrees to whatever the bearing value is and drop the letters, and that's how we get the bearing azimuth. So you just add 180 degrees here, and you will get 204 degrees, 80 minutes 45 seconds, and that's your azimuth. That's so simple. Okay, so moving forward, we will see how to convert the line from the bearing to azimuth when the line is in quadrant 4. So basic info, we just subtract whatever the given bearing value is from 360, and we just drop the letters, we get the azimuth. So here in the given question we have the bearing, which is north 63 degrees, 80 minutes, 43 seconds, west. So whenever you are doing the conversions, just to avoid any confusions, just make a little sketch. That way you have a brief idea how the line is oriented and what you have to do to get the azimuth or the bearing. Like you can just figure it out. Like I'll show you what I mean. So in this given question we have 63 degrees, 80 minutes, 43 seconds, and it's oriented northwest, so northwest, and it's roughly like this, 63 degrees. So we know this is our bearing, and azimuth is always reference from the north, so we need this whole angle. Okay, so as we know, a whole circle is 360 degrees, and we know this angle. So with just applying basic maths, we will just subtract this 360 minus this angle, 80 minutes 43 seconds, and when you subtract this, I got it on my okay. So after subtracting 360, you will get this value, and that will be your azimuth. So why I suggested you guys, you always make a quadrant diagram, because that way you know you are doing it correct. You have like a visual idea whether you have to do subtract 180 degrees or add 180 degrees, or subtract the angle from 360 degrees. You just have a mental idea like what to do and how to proceed, and you can plan accordingly. So this is a very short, like it's very small thing, but still makes a big difference when you're early in the stage converting from bearing to azimuth, or vice versa. So that will help you a lot, and initially when you get the hang of it, it would be pretty easy for you. Another way of checking whether you are doing it correct or not, you can just add whatever angles you get, you just add those values on your calculator, and that will, the sum should come to 360. If it comes to 360, you did it correct. But if not, if it's like off by like various degrees or minutes, then you did it wrong. You have to just check on everything you did, whether you missed any conversions or any step, just to make sure. Because even even if you make a small mistake, the whole thing goes off. And another thing I would say you can do is just a mental check. That whole circle is 360 degrees, and the given angle is around like 63 degrees. So if you minus 60, so it would be 300, and then 3 more, so 297. So your answer should be around 297, and that way you have like the mental idea, oh yeah, my answer should be somewhere in this range. And if it's like, say if you get 286 degrees, then yeah, you definitely did something wrong. So like, just to make sure. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. As I mentioned, I will try to do on a bigger board, better lighting as we moving forward. I'm trying my best. Okay, thank you so much guys. See you in the next video. I will just mention how to convert into bearing to azimuth, azimuth to bearings, so that you can just reference what I said in through the videos. Like if you want to revise before your exam and whatnot, you can just go through those. Just to make a note of these. If you just like, I wouldn't suggest memorizing it, because if you know like what's happening, you make the diagrams and you know what you are finding and how to proceed, you don't need to memorize it. But for the initial, when you're converting to bearing azimuth, I would might recommend doing that. But like, if you get the hang of this, and when you practice a lot, you will definitely don't need to memorize anything. You will be just like quick. Okay guys, thank you so much.